It's about people working in the dealership environment, and it's all about what makes them happy. They pointed out a few of the things that I'm already experienced with as they go along and try to explain exactly what will motivate them to stay and what motivates them to keep the wheels of this industry going. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Parts Talk. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now today we're going to be reacting to another video by Automotive News. And their video is entitled What Makes Automotive Workers Happy. However, labeling this as automotive workers is very broad in my opinion. So I will be narrowing this down to dealership workers because this is exactly what this video is all about. It's about people working in the dealership environment, and it's all about what makes them happy. They pointed out a few of the things that I'm already experienced with as they go along and try to explain exactly what will motivate them to stay and what motivates them to keep the wheels of this industry going. So let's get right into this video.
As a general manager, that is so important to me that my ownership is on the same page with my values, with my culture that I want to build here. You know, we really have a mentality of people over profits, of flexibility, and to be able to have a culture like that in your store, you have to have support from the highest levels of your organization.
We're looking for fulfilling work. I mean, I want to make a living, but I also want to make a difference. So finding a job and finding work that is impactful, that is purposeful, that uses my best skills, my talents, the things that keep me up at night and keep me excited, you know, work that challenges me and pushes me to my limit. That's what makes a rewarding career.
Wells, who was a 2021 honoree, didn't start in the automotive field. She was a daycare teacher, not making a lot of money. Her alternator broke, she couldn't afford a new one, so she bartered with a Midas dealer to create oil change coupons. The alternator gave Wells a jump start to her career. She and Church both say they want to have an impact that's greater than one store.
But for Erica and I both, we both want to have an impact that's bigger than one store. We really want to have an impact on this industry, be a part of moving it forward. And
so let me pause a little bit here. There's two things that I picked up. One, Ashley mentioned that it is very important for the higher eds, which is the leadership of the dealership itself, is to recognize the vision that you're coming with, because in essence it starts from the top. If the top doesn't have a strategic vision where they use the people working alongside with them in order to garner those results that they want to move forward to, you know, things that they identify in their SWOT analysis, then it is going to be a little bit more challenging. Now, Erica, on the other hand, with her experience, you know, by accident joining the automotive dealership environment, a lot of people, especially the younger ones, they will like mechanics. They usually start out as an apprentice, work their way through the ranks. Anyway, a lot of the newbies coming into this industry, it's by chance, and they happen to get in there, they like it, they run with it, and after a while they can have a fulfilling career going forward.
And being able to work for an organization that enables us to do it.
And that's part of what makes them so in tune to what many in the industry are looking for. Take a look at this chart. It represents the top answers respondents gave when asked what factors they value most when it comes to employee satisfaction. While pay was the most important for
Pay is always the most important, because it goes through a grading system depending on the dealership that you work with. The persons at the top are the ones who are going to be making the big bucks. And to be fair, and here's a little secret, in order to start making good money working at the dealership level, you have to be a manager and beyond. The only other persons that can actually make as much as the managers are and more are the mechanics, based on the flat rate system that they have and any other incentive programs that the dealership has within its operations.
70%. Work-life balance was not far behind at 63%. Our honorees also look for caring leadership, opportunity for advancement, being challenged, and having a good relationship with coworkers. Prior to Church hiring Wells at Volkswagen of Marion, they had 5 months of conversations before they even discussed compensation. In fact, they talked about things that had nothing to do with selling cars.
So there was very much a period of us having culture and values-based conversations, us getting to know each other and really understand what was important to me, what was important to her. so that we could make a successful partnership.
And over time, over the months, as Ashley and I started to talk, I saw that she was listening and understanding things that were important to me from a different perspective. When I talked about my family and how important it was, my son was playing football and how many games I had missed. I missed my daughter's graduation. You know, this is just things that were just.
Again, it's the culture of the dealership. Work-life balance is also important. However, if you're just starting out and dealership is one that is growing, especially from a greenfield operation, you're going to have to be putting in the hours to make this work, and the processes and the systems in place for that dealership or business to be running like a well-oiled machine. I mean, if you look at mega businesses like McDonald's and all the other restaurant chains out there, they have a system. When you go into these organizations, they have a training program already in place and say, look, this is how we want to get things done. Going forward in this is one of the most important things, and I've been a part of this culture, and it says, listen to the voice of the people. You don't need to hire consultants or any other persons to come in and let you know exactly how to run your business. All the information and the experience is right there in front of you. Who are the people who are doing the day-to-day activities? And one of the things you need to do in the dealerships is continuously improve in every aspect of your business.
It's unacceptable, but I couldn't really figure out how to find that balance. So when she said, listen, hey, our dealership thrives on that, not for one person, but for everybody. Our culture is because, hey, my grandfather didn't have a lot of time to go to his kids' games. And so the ownership now, they've decided that they're going to make that important, that if you need to take time off, that you do that. Because when you have happy staff, you have staff that comes back and gives them their best self.
It reminds me of a motto that we had, says, happy, competent people doing great things. However, all of this can be said now because the majority of the work to get the dealership up and running has already been done. The foundation has been laid. So it is very easy for someone to come in and just make a transition as smooth and as easily as possible. So, no surprises.
Another topic on the survey, creating a career path. 68% feel they have unlimited opportunity for professional growth at their employer. When asked how supported they feel pursuing professional development in the workplace, 70% said extremely supported.
And this is also dependent on if you have a sufficient human resources department running in the dealership itself. And this is dependent on if the dealership has a well-structured human resources department up and running, where workers have a competency profile. They identify exactly what needs to be done, and also a training system in place for the advancement and the development of said workers. Because you want your workers to be as competent as possible, and the growth is also dependent on the performance of that said dealership.
Supporting career growth is unique to every store, but especially for church, where a large portion of her staff is young. She wants to set a good example of work-life balance so they stay in the industry and flourish.
And one of the really unique things about our team makeup here at Volkswagen of Marion is we are 80% millennial and Gen Z. And of that, 100% of our sales reps and 100% of our technicians are millennial or Gen Z. So really that creates an environment where we're able to grow a team from the ground up. And we're really able to create a culture and an environment where we're not bound by doing things the way they've always been done.
Respondents also said that diversity, equity, and inclusion are a top priority. 2 years ago, Erica Wells co-founded the Women of Color Automotive Network. Its goal is to increase representation among women of color in the industry. It now has more than 500 members.
It's nice to see our women coming into the industry. It's always funny to see photo ops like this going around when the actual work is to be done. You're not supposed to be dressed like this, and they know this, but you know, I don't know why they always want to do photo ops like this, and the ones who are working on the engines and the ones who actually have the wheels turning are not included in these presentations as itself. The ones who are quote-unquote doing the real work. But as it is, thanks to affirmative action, we have more and more inclusion into these industries. As it goes, the engineers build, the mechanics maintain what the world take for granted. One can close off by saying so much for the glass ceiling. It has been replaced easily for others just to slip through the cracks. But let me know what you think. Please start the comments below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. I'll see you in the next video.